I'm Helen and welcome to my channel. Today's class is a menopause-friendly yoga class aimed at reducing what I describe as the flighty symptoms, all the sort of cognitive ones: anxiety, overwhelm, brain fog, lack of concentration, that sort of thing. If it's available to you, it might be a good idea to do this yoga class outside. I practice outside all the time now, and I really find it helps being exposed to Mother Nature. Really helps with that grounding feeling that we need when we're experiencing these symptoms. Props today: you may need a strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, then a belt or a tie might help. And we will begin in child's pose. So come over onto your mat. Bring the knees as wide as the mat, big toes together. Seat comes back to the heels and just drape the body forward. So if it's not accessible for you to bring the seat to the heels, you can always put a bolster or some cushions or a blanket there. Just start to settle down. So bring the third eye down to the earth. Arms can be extended in front with the palms to the sky. Shoulders are relaxed. Allow the belly to fall between the thighs. And just breathe here. Start to center in on the inhale and a long, deep exhale. Inhale and exhale. And just keep in this pattern of breathing. Try to make the exhales longer than the inhales. This really helps calm the nervous system and just chill us out, really. Just notice where the parts of your body that are in contact with the earth, and feel this support. Maybe the tops of the feet, the shins, the forearms, and the forehead. Thank yourself for taking the time on your mat today. It's really good to carve out some time just for you. Do something nurturing for yourself. Especially at this time, experiencing the menopause, whether you're perimenopausal or you're in post-menopause. It's really a time to just show some kindness to yourself. So keeping the lower body where it is, just walk the hands over to the outside the right side of the mat, keeping the seat glued to the heels for a lateral stretch along the left side body. Always deep breathing. Then inhale to the center, and we'll go over to the left side of the mat. Long breaths. So the poses we'll be doing today are poses to help us feel grounded. So there'll be some standing balances and some floor work, forward folds, and a slow, mindful flow. And inhale back to center. And slowly come up to hands and knees. So I'm going to pad up my knee here. Place the hands directly underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips, and we'll work through some spinal movement. So on an inhale, the belly drops, the The chest comes through the gates of the arms. As you exhale, round the spine and sit the seat back to the heels. Inhale, come up, come into cow pose. So belly dip, sit bones to the sky, chest through the gates of the arms. And as you exhale, round the spine into cat, bringing the seat to the heels for child. Inhale, come up, cow. So just moving through the extension and flexion of the spine. Exhale, round the spine, flexing it. Seat comes back to the heels for child. So inhale up for cow. Exhale, round for cat. And back for child. A couple more of these. Inhale, lift for cow. Exhale, round for cat. And back to child on the exhale. One more time. Inhale, come forward for cow pose. Exhale, round the spine. Cat, child. Inhale, come back up to tabletop, neutral. And from neutral, we'll move into thread the needle just to wake up the spine in the twisting motion. So plant the left hand directly underneath the left shoulder. Inhale, right arm to the sky. And exhale, thread the needle, but keep the shoulder floating. Inhale, raise back up. Exhale, curl under. Inhale, lift. And exhale, curl under, bringing the right shoulder to the floor, right ear to the floor. And left arm can just be extended in front. Breathe here. And close the eyes, feeling that shoulder grounded. And then on an inhale, we'll come out the way you went in, so plant the left hand underneath the shoulder, right arm comes up to the sky, and then return to tabletop. Side B, planting the right hand underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, curl under and float. Inhale, open to the sky. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift to the sky. And then exhale, curl under. This time bring the left shoulder down, left ear down. Extend the right hand straight in front and breathe here. So grounding that shoulder and the outside of the left arm to the earth. Right palm is grounded. Even breathing. Then plant the right hand under the shoulder. Inhale, lift the left arm to the sky. And exhale, return to tabletop. So from here, we will step back into our first downward facing dog. So move the hands about one handprint in front of the shoulders, tuck the toes, and on an inhale, the sit bones lift up to the sky. You can pedal out the feet, slowly and mindfully, just waking up the backs of the legs, descending each heel down to the earth, making sure you're grounded in all of the base of the knuckles of the hands. They're around shoulder width apart. The upper back is wide. Sit bones are ascending towards the sky. Biceps, ears between the biceps. Maybe gazing at the space between the feet, or up at the navel, whatever feels good for you. And then just start to settle here. So this pose can be quite challenging at first, but in time it does become a resting pose. We have the hands grounded and the feet grounded. And it's the base for a lot of movement. And then from here, look forward and walk the feet to the center of the mat, hip distance apart, bend the knees and lay the belly on the thighs, and then maybe cup the elbows and just drape yourself over for a standing forward fold. You can swing gently from side to side. If it's available to you and it feels okay, you may straighten the legs. Just breathe here. So these forward folds are really grounding and calming. They activate the parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest system. So when we're experiencing anxiety, it's ideal to bring the nervous system down into its calmer state. And it can help us feel grounded and safe. And then from here, bring the hands to the hips, put a bend in the knees, and roll up to standing. We'll come to the front of the mat, to Tadasana, or Samastatihi, equal balance pose. So feet are directly underneath the hips, knees stacked over the ankles, grounding down into all four corners of the feet, shoulders are back and down, pelvis is neutral, and chin is parallel to the floor. Focus on a fixed point and breathe here. So this is a really grounding pose. Helps us connect with the earth, calms the mind. Don't need to do anything. And we'll move through a mindful flow of classical sun salutation. On an inhale, palms lift to the sky. Exhale, tip from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift out of the waist. Exhale, plant the hands and step the right foot back and descend the right knee to the earth. On an inhale, palms come up to the sky in a low lunge. As you exhale, bring the palms through the forehead, the throat to the heart, and ground the hands. Tuck the back toes, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, seat to heels. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward. Left knee comes down into a low lunge. Inhale, palms to the sky. Exhale, forehead, throat, heart. Plant the hands, lift the back knee, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, palms up to the sky, palms to chest. Again, inhale, palms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps back, left knee descends. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, Ajna Chakra, Vishuddha, Anahata. Plant the hands. Lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Rock forward to plank. Lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, seat to heels. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward. Right knee descends. Inhale, palms to the sky. Exhale, forehead, throat, heart. Plant the hands, lift the back knee, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, palms lift to the sky. Exhale, palms to chest. Again, inhale, palms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot steps back, right knee descends. Inhale, palms to the sky. Exhale, third eye, throat, heart. Plant the hands, lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, seat to heels. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward, left knee descends. Inhale, palms to sky. Ajna, Vishuddha, Anahata. Plant the hands, lift the back knee, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, palms to sky. Exhale, palms to chest. Inhale, palms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot steps back, left knee descends. Inhale, palms to the sky. Ajna, Vishuddha, Anahata. Plant the hands, lift the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, seat to heels. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward, right knee descends. Inhale, come up. Exhale, third eye, throat, heart. Plant the hands, lift the back knee, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, palms to the sky. Exhale, palms to chest. Just stand here for a moment in Tadasana, reconnecting with the breath, grounding into the earth. Maybe close the eyes. If you're outside, maybe you can feel a nice breeze or the warmth of the sun on your face. And then if you close the eyes, just slowly open them. So we'll do a few standing balances. We'll start with palm tree. So big toe mounds are together. Maybe lock the inner ankles together. And on an inhale, palms come up to the sky and we come up to the tiptoes. So your arms are extended with the fingers extended like the fronds of a palm tree. Really lock the legs together and breathe here. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, come down. And we'll do that dynamically. Inhale, come up to the balls of the feet, arms to the sky. Exhale, lower the heels. 4 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower the feet. Pour all the weight into the left foot. Spread the toes wide, grounding into this whole of all 4 corners of the feet. Really activate this left leg. Hands come to the hips and externally rotate the right knee. So we're moving into Vrikshasana tree pose, which is the ultimate grounding pose. So get your trunk strong and stable. Externally rotate this right leg. You can keep the ball of the foot on the ground. You can bring it to the inner shin, or if it's available to you, maybe to the inner left thigh. Scoop this right glute under like an ice cream scoop. Really push the foot into the thigh and vice versa. Find the fixed gazing point. Palms can be at the chest, or it's actually easier if you extend them out wide. And breathe here. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring the palms back to the chest. Rotate the knee into the center and then release down and shake it out. So I was a bit wobbly there. Balance, I find, changes on a daily basis. Or a second side. So grounding into the right foot, spreading the toes, grounding down into the big toe and the little toe mounds and the inner and outer heel. Activating this right leg. It also helps to activate your root lock, your mula bandha. So the perineum, suck it up, and that helps give a lot of stability in this area. Externally rotate this left leg, and then bring the left foot into the position that mirrors the last side. Bring the palms to the chest, find that fixed gazing point. Maybe release your branches up to the sky. And we'll be here for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring the palms back to the chest, knee comes into the center line, and release, shake it out. We'll make our way down to the earth via Malasana. So this is yogi squat pose. Feet are turned out, knees tracking over the feet, palms to the chest, and sit down into the hips. Pushing the elbows to the inner thighs and vice versa. You can always use a block here if you need a little bit of support. And just breathe in this position. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then maybe extend the arms in front and release down onto the glutes. extending the legs straight out, we'll come into seated forward fold. So just pull the flesh of the buttocks directly behind you. Inhale, lift out of the waist, arms to the sky. And as you exhale, tip forward from the waist and come into this seated forward fold. So if this is challenging for you, you can have the knees bent. This is perfectly fine. And just breathe and surrender here. If you have a bolster or pillows, I don't have a bolster here, you can drape the body over so you can really surrender into this pose. So whatever feels good for you. You don't have to go really deep into it. Try and think of this more as a restorative pose. And just allow the body to surrender. As you breathe and sit in stillness, you may find you can get a little bit deeper as the back body opens. You can have the hands wherever you need them, on the floor. They can be maybe on top of the feet, holding the outsides of the feet. You can also lock your fingers around the big toes, whatever feels good for you. It may feel good to put a block underneath the forehead. When our body is in contact with things like blocks or the earth, it sends a message that we're in a position of safety. So sometimes you can actually release a little bit more. The body lets go. It doesn't hold on tight, protecting you. And you may find you get a little bit deeper if you just give yourself a little bit of support. And then on an inhale, we'll slowly come out and move into Janushirasana on the right side. So bringing the right foot into the close to the chest and just allow the right hip to open. Inhale, lengthen out of the waist, lift the arms to the sky and descend over this left leg. So this is actually a sort of mild twist here. So bringing the body over the left leg. Allow this right knee to flop open. It could be flat to the floor, it could be elevated like mine. It all depends on the openness of the hips. But this is a great pose for releasing this area here. And as it's a forward fold, it's very calming as well. And inhale, slowly come up. Bring this knee back into the chest. And check that you have about a fist distance between the inner ankle and the left thigh. Moving into Marichyasana A. So you may need a strap here. On an inhale, the right arm lifts to the sky, and as you exhale, you can extend forward inside the knee. Internally rotate this right shoulder, so you have the kind of bicep actually on the shin. Bend this elbow, maybe the back of your hand comes to your rump. Inhale this left arm behind, and maybe you can grab. You can also use a strap. So you may be in this position. And exhale, descend forward over that extended left leg. Breathing deep. Not being attached as to whether the hands meet or you use a strap. A lot of these poses really depend on our individual anatomy, the length of our arms, the length of our legs. So yoga is a great way to teach us self-acceptance. And then inhale, slowly come up. Grab hold of this right leg and just cross it over the left knee. Right hand comes behind like a kickstand. Inhale the left arm to the sky and then hook it over the outside of the right knee for a twist. So as you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, rotate. And then inhale back to the center. Release the leg. Just give them a little shake. And we'll repeat that sequence on side B. So bring the left knee in towards the chest. Allow the left knee to flop open. Reaching out of the waist, inhale the arms to the sky. And as you exhale, fold forward over this extended right leg. Breathing here. So allowing the fold to come from the waist rather than the upper back like this. Bringing the hands to wherever is comfortable and just letting go. Noticing any sensation in that outer left hip. And then inhale, rise back up. And then we'll move into Marichyasana A on this side. So planting the left foot on the floor with a fist distance between the inner thigh and the inner ankle. Right hand comes behind, lengthen out of the waist, lift the left arm to the sky, and then descend forward. Internally rotate the shoulder, clasp round the back, and then maybe your hands meet. You can always use the strap. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, descend. Long, deep, even breaths. Then inhale, return to neutral. Cross this left foot over the right knee. Really plant the foot down. Plant the left hand behind. Inhale, right arm to the sky, and then rotating from the waist, side twist. Looking over that left shoulder. Lengthening as you inhale and rotating as you exhale. Keep the right foot flexed and the right leg active. Breathe here. Then inhale, return to the center. Release the legs, shake them out. We'll move into final relaxation, which we will do the Parita Karani, which is inverted lake pose or waterfall pose. And you can do this with your legs directly up to the sky, but as we're chilling out and tackling our flighty symptoms, I recommend coming to a wall so you can really surrender down. So bringing the hip as close to the wall as possible. It's quite tricky to get into this. And then you lay down and the feet go up to the sky. So you might need a bit of maneuvering. If you have a strap or belt, you can actually put it around the thighs. So you don't really have to use any muscle engagement to keep the legs together. Just allow the strap to do it for you. Legs are extended up. You can elevate the hips on a bolster or a block. It makes it a little bit more restorative, and just allow the palms to face up to the sky. Surrender into the earth. Totally relax the legs. So this really is a great pose for helping with the lymph. It's very calming. It makes your legs feel really great. If you've been on your feet all day, this is just such a wonderful pose to practice. And just surrender and mount here. Close the windows of the eyes. And just reflect on how you feel. Hopefully you feel nice and calm. I know I do. I really suffered from these flighty symptoms when I was at work. I had never experienced anything like it. I usually had a very sharp mind. I knew everyone's names, and I was really struggling to sort of remember where I knew people from. If I was in any sort of high-pressured meeting, I really struggled to articulate myself. I was in a very stressful role. I used to be a police officer, so when I retired I was an inspector, and I was running a team. I was running high-risk incidents, and I was also working shifts, so I was sleep deprived. And it really was a time when I just found it so difficult at work, terrible overwhelm. When I left that stressful environment, when I retired, my symptoms evaporated. It was such a big lesson for me about putting your health first, looking after yourself, and how stress has such an effect on the way we experience the menopause. So if you're suffering like I did, I really recommend filling out a journal of your day-to-day activities. Note what you do, note how you feel, note when your symptoms come on. Look at the things you consume, so what you eat and drink, and also what you consume in terms of media. Watching the news creates stress. Constantly scrolling on social media, looking at other people's lives can be stressful. So keep a journal for a few days or a week, and then have a look and see where the stresses are in your life, and see what you can do to eliminate that stress. We all need a little bit of stress in our lives to keep us functioning, but when it becomes too much, that's when it can have a real negative effect on our health. You can stay in this position as long as you like, or if you're ready to come out, bring the knees to the chest and then allow them to fall over onto one side. We are coming to the close of class. If you want to stay in this position, you can just chill out there. Otherwise, meet me in a comfortable seat on the mat. I like to externally rotate my thighs, makes my seat a little bit more comfortable. Bring the palms face down on the knees for grounding. Lengthen out the waist. A deep inhale. Deep exhale through the mouth. One more of these. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the palms together at the chest. And I thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you feel grounded. And you can do any of these poses at any time. One of the best things you can do is, if you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed, is just focus on your breathing with a longer exhale. And that will really help you bring your nervous system down and help you feel calm. So I'll close the class today, and I hope to see you again soon on the mat. If you have any classes that you'd like me to teach, just let me know in the comments below, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. If you're interested, I do have a guide for the 4 keys to midlife health. I will link it underneath this video, and it just makes you bring awareness to how you can make little changes in your lifestyle to totally maximize your midlife. Thank you.